Now, I'll give you a good example of the law of liberty through the teachings of Christ. Now, Jesus said the kingdom of God is like a certain king that was taking account of his servants. Now, he found out one of his servants owed him a lot of money. So he was going to take that servant, his wife, his kids, everything that he owned, he was going to sell it to settle the debt. Now, the servant was terrified. He worshiped the king and said, please have patience with me. I will pay you everything that I owe. And the king had mercy on him. It says that he had compassion on him and that he forgave him all his debt. Now, what did the servant do to deserve the forgiveness? Nothing. Now, according to the rigidness of the law, it wouldn't matter. But the king forgave his debt freely. That servant didn't do anything to deserve it. He just worshiped the king and asked for patience. And when he saw that he loved the king, he said, okay, well, you're forgiven your debt. Well, that same servant went out and found a fellow servant and took a hold of him and said, you will pay me everything that you owe me, because that man owed him money. And he had him thrown into prison. Now, when the king found out about it, he was mad. He took that servant and said, I forgave you everything that you owed me, and you couldn't extend the same mercy to your fellow servant. And it says that the king took that wicked servant and turned him over to the tormentors. And now that was in Matthew, the 18th chapter. So we kind of see the law of liberty and how we are supposed to act like someone that is judged by the law of liberty, because in the law of liberty, there is mercy, and we are supposed to extend mercy to others, because the rigidness of the law, whatever you did wrong, there was a consequence. There was a punishment. You could have been excommunicated or executed for things, or fined heavily. There was always a punishment. Whereas in the gospel, in the law of liberty, there is mercy and forgiveness. So the first claim that James was somehow promoting a rigid interpretation of the law is incorrect. James was upholding morality while making a point about mercy.